I'm Rod Duff, your host.
And I'm producer Barbie.
And together,
we bring you our podcast,
Insights and Straight Talk. And with that, producer Barbie and I are out. Boom. Oh, there's no intro. Dang it. Sorry. Got a little grumpy there. I had changed that and I'd saved it. I don't know. All right. So we have our second show today with my granddaughter, Emma. My shot seems to be a little off here. I'm not too happy about that, but we'll keep working on it. So today we're going to continue. And why am I even doing this? She's the co-host. Tell them who the heck you are. Why am I talking? Normally I do this show as, the host and other things. And all of a sudden I realized, wait, it's me and Emma. What do you got to say? How you doing, Emma?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing really good. A little rushed today, as you could tell by the the phone calls and the emails and all that stuff. It was a little crazy today, as you know. Mm-hmm. How was your evening? Did you have a good evening? Good rest?
Yeah, I woke up not too long ago, so.
And that's the beauty of it, man. You're already kind of dialed in. So as you know, well, why don't you tell them kind of what we do in this show? We've talked about it a number of times. I love talking way too much. I want you to talk some more, and just kind of from your aspect. And if you don't mind, I might jump in or add something at the end. But why don't you? This is our concept that we came up with together because we know about the school systems. I mean, you're going through a second change, and to your second school in high school, not because of things like me where you're in a military family, but school systems are very hard to deal with right now. And so we want to talk about that and other things. I'm sorry, I'm already doing what I asked you to do.
We're going to be talking quite a bit about fashion and, as you said, the school industry. I know you said lashes and nails and, how that is for teenagers, just a teenage girl.
It's a must.
Yeah.
It's a must. I mean, if there's not a lash, what do they call them? Lash shop? No, it's not right. Lash lab, lash. Well, I just sent you a picture of one here in town. What was that? A depot or lash depot?
Like a salon.
It's like a salon. I can remember generations ago that people didn't go to salons that much, but if they did, they were in their like 40s, 50s, and 60s. Now you guys are having to do it at 12 or whatever, right? Well, maybe not that yet, but
I mean, we don't go to like the shops. I think a lot of teenagers, when they get their nails or lashes done, they go to like home base. So like
home base shops.
Yeah, where they have their company at home, and it's like other teenagers doing other teenagers' lashes, and it's just
Ooh, that seems ugly.
It's not actually.
Ugly. It works out good. You guys are like got a skill set already at that, does it? Because it's not just plunking on. You got some work. I've seen you. I told you I want you to do that one day when we're opening up the show. Let's do it when you're getting everything ready so we can see that inside look. I mean, we did it right before the first show, and then you chickened out and got all dolled up and perfect and set. So fine, be that way. I mean, what are some of the things that are that you look at that are going to be good conversations on this show? Like, I'll give you some examples and tell me what your thoughts are. Is that a better way to go here?
Yeah.
I'll give you some thoughts of what I kind of came up with, and for the inside show. And I'm going to read here what I wrote down here. So I know I have to look here. I've got to adjust this so I can make a better. You know what I'll do? Oh, you can't hear me when I go in the green room. Never mind. So today we talk about a number of things. We just sent this out. This in the description I sent you. I already see there's a couple typos in there. A must watch to learn about the world of the innocent ones living in the ages. Remember we talked about it's not a real generational thing, but I right or wrong picked out a group 13 to 19. You think that's kind of that generation, the innocence coming up. Join co-host Emma along with her Grandpa Rodd. It's me. You can tell the difference, guys. Come on. And for a real and refreshing conversation designed for teens. Not really designed for teens, but to have that communication, to have the power, to have the mic. You know what I mean? It's designed for teens, by teens, and by the ones who love them, right? So parents, this is about kind of creating a conversation bridge. And innocent. This isn't right. This isn't hippie or you may not even know what. Do you even know what the word hippie means? You know what the word hippie means, right?
Yeah.
And then we tie in fashion to self-image, and mental health and family. Those are all things that aren't necessarily, and we know, we can have that conversation because we know our family and your relationship but there's relationships across the broad spectrum. For instance, when parents don't understand, but wish that they would learn to speak up, in building a support system. You and I talked about this. This is going to be one of the clips. Remember, I told you earlier, we got a special little editor come doing a thing. And one of the comments you made, which fascinated me, let me pull this down and actually look at you for a second. Make sure you're not in another room and just said, I'm walking out. But there's a comment you made, and let's start there if you don't mind. We'll just start at that point and just chat for a bit. The questions are already coming. Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. We got a good start. All right. So okay, 7 minutes in. It's a little early. Watch, I'll put this in. Oh, by the way, the editor says we have to keep our levels above these names because some of the stuff that they want to do, it's going to cut. So I had to bump myself up a little bit here. So make sure you sit tall and that chest area is, Okay, sorry. We're doing some production stuff here live. We're going to deal with it. The question is, what is your big? Oh, okay. We'll get to you in just a second, Gerard. Gerard's been on the show a number of times. Emma, who's your biggest inspiration growing up? We'll get into that, and I'm sure that's a multiple level thing because I know you talk about your mom a lot. Obviously, your dad and you have a great relationship. You've got different relationships with all the people in the family. As far as you guys go, I don't think there's a family event you don't go to. It's you're at every, so it's a big family tied together out there.
Yeah.
I'm on a big bridge out here. Oh my God, the questions are flying in. Why don't you take over? I'm going to shut up. Why don't you start saying something? Just start talking. Start with. You talked about last time about being. We were talking about parents talking to kids, right? And getting information and learning about whatever. And the problem that communication has is that it comes from an aggressive standpoint. But as you continued to talk, do you remember that moment, that time where you started to expand on the conversation and what parents should be looking for? Why don't we start there? And then I'll start.
I forgot what I was saying about that.
Okay, I see. Let me pull you along. Let's walk along together. Take my hand. Come on. Let's take a couple steps and then you just take off running. You got. Oh wait, I gotta drop my hand. Hold on. Put it back out there. All right, we got. Okay, here we go. So we were talking about. God, I should almost bring up the clip. It was about 29 minutes in. So towards the end, we were talking about the communication in your family. And you said, I can't really talk about my family because we have a good communication. We talk a lot. We talk. It's like I say, I'm a horrible person to pray to God, to pray. I just talk to him. And that's probably a deficit for me because half of it, he's probably going, I'll get back to him later. He's whining about something else now. But as we were talking and the questions were back to you. Okay, but what about that or this? And then you started finding a path, right? To be able to say, well, my family's like this and we have that. I do know, and nobody's being thrown under the bus or anything like that, but there are families out there where they just say, remember, and it started when I used the term in my day, the term was sit down, be quiet, speak when you're spoken to. And then you said, yeah, a lot of parents live that way. And then we kind of built it from there. Do you remember that part of that
Yes,
conversation?
I
Because
did.
from this moment, I think we're answering questions for a while. So that'll be a nice little flow work in, right?
I remember that I did say, like, when you talk to your kid like that, it doesn't make them want to it doesn't make them want to respect you. And
Perfect.
it's like, ah, I know I said something good about it, but I like it just when I say it once, I
You
can't say it
are
again.
you telling me now? Oh God, you sound like somebody I know on this show. Exactly the same way. It's so cute. It's adorable. But do you you're not having a little stage fright here now, are you, young lady?
No, I just can't
I
remember.
know
I'm having like brain
that.
fog.
But the interesting thing about the point is that you brought up something that's known, that's ignored. And what I mean by that is in the past, we grew up that way and it was expected. You come in, dad sits where he wants, the TV channel is wherever it is. Not today, it's a different world. There's a lot more freedom and there's a lot more accessibility, a lot more information.
Yeah.
But at that time, it was expected. It was just part of the lifestyle, good, bad, or indifferent. Kids, be in the shadows until we let you in with the adults for a minute, and we'll give you some teaching and go about your way and leave us alone again to the adults.
Yeah.
That's kind of right. I mean, that's kind of what your parents, my parents, kind of grew up in. And now, while that was true then, we still didn't have anywhere to go as
Yeah.
far as rebelling back. Today's kids, there's a little bit more, right? Push and give, right? There's a little bit more. So when we're trying as parents to not listen to our kids, it's a lot more aggressively seen. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And I also think that if you're telling them like, oh, like don't talk, listen, speak when you're spoken to, like it creates kids to not want to it's not letting kids like express themselves. And if they aren't going to express themselves to their parents in a like healthy or right way, they're going to do it in a non-healthy way and just really like they're gonna do it somewhere else where they shouldn't be at when they don't have that type of communication with their parents. It makes them want to rebel from their parents because their parents don't want to listen to them. So why listen to your parents?
Well, now you also lose trust in
Yeah.
your kids are losing trust in you because I mean you're here. Uh, Bad example, but for Austin wouldn't be here except for me, right? So I mean that's a opening bland statement. So at some point I am the reason you're here, and so I should be the reason you develop properly, and I should be the reason for your life to be part of. And I think too much of us kind of take that part for granted on both. Well, no, on our side, and then what happens is trust begins to not fade, but pull back a little bit. Does that make right? I mean, that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
You're not trusting somebody who's not looking out for you
Yeah.
as they should. Like your cat looks out for you, butt and all sticking in the camera. um, the thing that, but that's the thing we really have to start really having that conversation about because it for us it's not okay yet, but it should be because we need to learn how to talk to each other because we don't. There's a gap, right? But if
Mm-hmm.
you do it, I mean, we talk about it. First time I tried, I mean, there was some making up of time on my end, and there was a Thanksgiving day. You were about 12, and I was scared to death to talk to you, but we just started it, and thank God you made it freaking easy. That's what got to the show because you're so easy to talk to. Why aren't more parents and kids easy? Do you think easy to talk to each other? Is it
Why? Why?
socially? Is it, yeah, why
Okay.
is that not so easy in other scenarios, in your opinion? Well, I don't know. What do you think?
And why kids can't talk to like each other, like teenager to teenager?
No, teenager to parent.
Oh. Um. It depends. Like
kids could be scared of telling their parents certain things because of, what could happen and what could be the discipline of that, and they don't want to get that. Um,
You use the
Also,
right word right there. Go on. I want to get back to that, but go on. Yeah, absolutely. Go on. Perfect way to say it.
My mother is in the room and she's
Oh,
rallying my cat.
hold on. Where are you? You can't come in the room and not stick your face. You know, we have
Mom,
almost 400 people. We have 400 people on right now.
really?
400. I'm sorry, I can't see. 347. Sorry, 347 people on right now. And you have 8 questions to ask. And I know 3 of the people very well, actually. There's
Should
3 questions for you to answer.
should I answer them right now? Oh.
Do one now. Get your mom in here, though. Jesse is not going to get away
She's-
without saying
No,
hi.
she left and I called her name. She's leaving right now. I don't know where she's going, but she's leaving.
She did the same thing yesterday.
Yeah,
You
and
know what? As soon
my
as you
dad has chicken pox.
Are you kidding me?
He has chicken pox.
Oh, that sucks. Oh man, that sucks. Are they going to the doctor right now?
No, he did like an online thing, so I don't know what they're doing, but
Are you guys all separating yourselves now, like almost quarantine all over again? Oh my
yes. Well,
goodness,
not
that's
me, because I
crazy.
have my vaccine, but my mom doesn't, so she's separating from my dad.
Oh, she's panicked. Chicken pox suck. I had him as a kid. It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's back though. You know where it's coming from? All from South America. It's coming back now because
Oh,
it was eliminated in America. I mean, nobody had it because
yeah.
when I was younger than you, there was this bubble and it was a chicken pox
His were
vaccine.
like really big on his back, like they were giant and
He's
right here
already
too.
got him.
Yes, and he thought they were bug bites. He like had them like really bad, and I was like, "What is that?" And he was like, "Oh, they're bug bites from work, yada yada." And then I wasn't at the house, and my mom called me, and she's like, "Your dad has chicken pox," and I was like,
Oh
"Oh,
my god! So is he at home then too?
yeah,
Right? Yeah. Oh my god! All right, let's let
I,
your parents deal with their dramatic health issues. That sucks, man. That
yeah."
really does. Let's go to Gerard here. Answer this question, would you? Who's your biggest inspiration growing up? Spread the love if you want. Focus. I mean, these are things you're going to be asked the rest of your life. You know that there
I
are
don't know if I
inspirations.
really have an inspiration. I don't know. Like I've never really thought about it. Like I do like look up to my parents, but I don't think I'm like inspired to like be like them. I think that like I figured out like I wanted to do my own thing like on my own and like in a yeah.
So I'm glad you answered it that way because that's exactly makes sense. But I'm glad we started you getting that question because you will get that the rest of your life because you're not going to be somebody who stands in the shadows in this generation. And if you are, you're still going to be asked, here and there through school, upper grades,
Yeah.
who inspires you, what inspires you. So it's good to think about that over time. It's a great question to have asked. Richard has a good one here that you and I were talking about. I think he just felt pressured to ask the question. He's a gray-haired dude like me, and he's saying, is fashion a form of identity or just peer pressure today? Good question, I think.
I think it's both ways. I think that
Yeah,
fashion can
I'll
be a
get
form
that.
of an identity of somebody expressing themselves, but then other people try to follow that, and other people try to like be like cool
Uh,
and like popular and like do what other people are doing, and they feel pressured to be that way so they can not be in the shadows and in the
and
dark.
fit in,
Yeah. So
fit
I
in.
I think that
Yeah.
it's both.
That's that, and it goes back and forth too. Also, I mean, I think there's people that do the wild, crazy fashion as a rebellious, but because
Yeah.
they don't get the attention. I think it's
Yeah.
almost back and forth, right? Isn't
Yeah.
that a push pull almost?
Yeah, I think that fashion has a lot of things. It's form of identity, peer pressure, rebellion, and all everything.
Yeah, it's a big part of the world today, and that has a lot to do with the media world we live in. Look at what we're doing now. I mean, we have conversations too, but how often would you have, um, as much social media as much? So today, fashion's kind of a really big deal, isn't it? Wow,
Yeah.
we got a lot of guys on here. How can teens stay confident when social? And here it is. This is what we're talking about right now. Great question, Jeffrey. Thank you so much. When social media makes the makes the and you're saying the same thing. You got to keep up with the fashion, or you got to keep up with that idea. You're forced. You can't just be a kid anymore, really. I mean, maybe out where I live, out here in the boondocks, kids are kids, but they're still even influenced with that social media, especially like you being in Southern California. That's the height, that's the tip, that's the toe of everything, isn't it? It's a
Yeah.
lot of pressure. A lot of pressure.
Um,
How do you keep it? I mean, you don't necessarily keep it, but that's a great question for you to think about. How do you answer that? That's a tough question, I think it is.
I think that some kids need to stop being easily influenced on what they see online. Because if you're easily influenced, it causes you to be insecure and think about yourself in a certain type of way. And social media, like, puts on a beauty standard for everybody. And it,
There it
I don't
is.
know, it's hard. You have to be in a mentality of like you are who you are and you're beautiful in your own way, but some people just can't grasp that very yet. So
No.
it's
And
like,
and and the evidence is you see it all the time, because who are the biggest influencers on social media? It's about how to make yourself look and feel better. I mean, there's a real issue with that. I mean, they're the big, are they, right? I mean, you know this media better than I do. Who's the biggest influencers, right? Who is that?
yeah.
It's
um,
that group, right?
yeah, it's like beauty group and like workout group and all that.
And you're 16. When did you start working out so much? It's like I talked to her. Well, we talk basically every day, at least once, but it's been off and on and all that. But over the last few months, I think I may be wrong, but every other time I talk to you, yeah, I'm at the gym, or I'm just coming out of the gym. How you doing, Grandpa? You're 16 years old and you're working out like a fiend. Is
No,
that common
I
in
I
the age of today, or no?
I think it's common in summers because you have time to do so.
True.
And
That
like
yeah, that's true.
I have a lot of time on my hands and I don't like just sitting here and like bed rotting and just sitting and like but like some people like I can't make plans with them because of this and that, or I just don't want to go and like I just want to be productive. I want to feel productive about myself and I want to feel good and
That's
like
awesome.
yeah.
That's awesome. And that's kind of what create the standards okay, this sounds too whatever, but the standards you set for yourself today become habits, right? And so those habits, good, bad, either one, are habits, and you naturally fall into those much
Yeah.
where you're having to fight to get to something else. If you're creating that habit now, that follows you throughout your whole
Yeah.
life and makes for a better overall thing, right?
Yeah. I think
So
that
go on. Sorry.
I think that if I start now, I'll be able to like be able to be fit in the near future because I don't want to get in bad habits now
Oh
and then it
my
causes me to
gosh. See, you know what? I'm not even going to comment on that. I'm your grandpa. I don't want to sound stupid, but see what I
what?
mean? I mean, you're 16 years old. When I get fit,
No,
come
I'm
on,
saying no,
girl.
not when I get fit. I'm not saying I'm not
I
fit,
that's what.
but I want to stay
Okay,
that
thank you.
way because if I
Okay, okay. Go on. I'll take that. But I heard something different. Go on.
yeah, well, that's not what I meant. So if I have bad habits now, you said if the habits I have now, I'm gonna continue to have those. So if I have bad habits of eating bad or whatever, it'll cause me to continue to have that. But if I start working out now, it'll cause me to continue doing that.
Absolutely. Good point. I've got a couple other questions here, and I don't know if this is in there, but I know one of the things we talked about before, and actually, remember, what was it? Was it 2 years ago? Well, it's spring break. So spring break 2 years ago. Yeah, it's 2 years ago, right? No,
When
it
we went
couldn't
to
have been
Texas,
because yeah, when we went to
it
Texas,
was
because
yeah,
Matt is just 20 months, so it's a year and a half ago, right?
yeah.
It was right after she was only a few months.
It
Anyway,
it was my freshman year.
your freshman year spring break, after between freshman and sophomore year, now you're going into junior year, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm confusing myself. You're going into junior year, right? So roughly a year ago, there's a reason I'm saying this. One of the other things I had is you'll remember this. We're in the airport. I think we're coming back from the Dallas airport. I'm pretty sure the Dallas airport, and I brought this thing out after I used the freshened up a bit, and I said, "What the heck is this? Do you have any?" It was a vape pen. It was a vape. Remember?
Huh. I don't
At
remember
16,
that.
you are you serious? It was this funny looking. It was like this big. It was like reddish red. It was like a clown or something, some sort of thing. And
I
I
actually
said,
don't
I
remember
said,
that.
we're in the lobby waiting for the to load board the plane, and I came over with that. And you go, it's a vape pen. What are you doing with that? Because I was looking at it, going, what the hell is it? You go, that's a. Or I don't know if you said vape pen or you said vape, whatever. But I mean, the things that you guys are. We have almost 500 people on here now. We got to do shows every single day, young man.
You see it a lot as a teenager, like, and with my family members, I see
Exposed
it.
to a lot.
Huh?
Yep. Every family member, you're exposed to it a lot. It's almost like the back in the 50s with cigarettes. Young kids
Yeah.
started smoking because it was everywhere. Same thing with
Yeah.
vape, right?
Yeah, I'm like most of the like you see it a lot in family and you see it a lot in school too.
In school, how how is that handled in school? I know every person is different, every school administration slightly different, whatever, but there's a lot of similarities. Probably basically all the same in general average. How bad is the vaping situation at let's not say the name on this one. The school you're just leaving, and I assume it's going to be very similar, but maybe different to the
It's
school you're going
bad.
to. How bad
It
is it?
it's
How bad is bad? Like percentage?
like you'll walk
Ish,
into the
ish,
bathroom,
ish.
like you'll walk into the bathroom and you'll see like at least five people in there, and the bathrooms are like
No.
packed, and like there'll be constantly people getting searched. You'll see the security like constantly escorting people to the office to go and like search them for whatever. And they started like so many rules. They took off the mirrors in the bathroom, and they started making security guards stand
Why did
right
they? Yeah.
outside the
Why did
bathroom
they? Why did they take the mirrors out of the bathroom? Well, what's the
because
purpose for that?
they were trying to get less people out of the restroom.
So they're not sit. Okay, that's kind of okay. All right.
But it
Okay.
kind of made it feel like a
I don't know
jail.
if that's the best, huh?
It kind of made it feel like a jail because it's just like it. I don't
Yeah,
know. Like it was
yeah, it
weird.
does. It is weird. Our
Yeah.
administrators are crazy. That's why I wanted to ask the question,
Yeah.
because I don't know how many. Let me ask you this question then. So that's what it's like in school, and it's probably very similar across all the school systems in at your age. The high school. I'm sorry, the high school's system. It's probably very prevalent. Same kind of numbers that you just described, right?
Hmm.
I know neither of us are not experts on that, but I think we can make an assumption. Kids are kids, We're all growing up in similar situations. It's not like dramatically different in California or Diamond Bar or Long Beach. It is different, but not dramatically different for kids because you guys are much more interactive. And I want to get back to you as when I said the difficulty in parents and kids, you had asked, you mean kids and kids? I want to ask if there's something there. And second, is it this prevalent? And third, how much of the population of us old grown-ups that are raising our children, that are raising our kids, that are not just their parents, but raising them, as a percentage, how much do you, if you told that to other parents, how many parents do you think would be utterly shocked by what you just said? Because I was, him, still.
About the whole vaping situation.
Exactly.
I don't know. They would probably be shocked. I don't know how it was back then and how popular it was then, but I don't know how they would react to that.
No, that you mean as far as cigarettes versus, back then, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little different there. Only back then it was cool, but really only the bullies and that there was a small clique. What you just described is 30%ish or higher? Vaping? Or 10%? I don't know. I'm just totally guessing. I have no idea. What do you think it is? And by the way, we are recording this, but nobody's holding you to anything. I mean, just you feel a feeling. You said the bathrooms are constantly packed. Your school's got to be at least, the school you're at that just leaving is at least 1,200, if not like 2,000 kids, right? It's a big school. So that's a lot of kids. That's a lot of kids. Is it 30% of the thing? I mean, we're not ratting on anybody here.
I don't
I'm
know.
just curious.
I feel like it's a lot because I feel like kids get exposed to that a lot, and kids get exposed to it really, really easily. And obviously, kids have easily access to that. So I think that it could be more than that. I think that it could be more than 30%.
Wow. Okay. And and parents, I got to imagine, probably don't know that because their kids aren't telling them. I mean, for whatever reason, nothing evil here or anything like that. It's just there's so many problems that we are in our own little boxes. And this is the whole overall umbrella of the overall show, just insights and straight talk. This is this is part of that. Because you're the next generation. But my point being, there's got to be a lot of people that have no clue as to how much kids are dealing with, how much problems there are in the school systems, how much there is going on. We hear the trickles, but this kind of conversation makes a lot of sense. Now I'm going to turn it on you a little bit, and I'm also going to ask you a question. Do you know what? Oh, Gen Z. I thought that said, see, my eyes are really bad. I thought that said Gen 2, Gen Z. What do both of you think success really looks like for Gen Z? I've got an answer to this. You're still developing your life. Let's see what we both separately say together about that answer. Okay. Thank you very much, Stavros. Are you reading that? I can't see you. Stavros, you first.
No, you first.
Oh, come on. You're just going to repeat what I say.
I'm not. I just need a better idea and a better,
Sure. Okay. I knew you were going to say that anyway.
Okay, whatever.
I knew you were going to say that. That's why I said you first, just to screw with you a little bit. So what does success look for Gen Z? Here, let me give an overall thing of what I think is. So I'm part of the, I'm the last of the, I'm the youngest part of the baby boomers, right? So our generation is starting to retire. I consider your dad's generation, and your dad and mom, sorry, shouldn't do that. Your dad and mom's generation, that the children of the baby boomers, some of them are a little older, some are younger. I consider that the crossover generation. To me, there was a time when evolution in industry and stuff and what people expected of each other and when they got married and who stayed home or not and all sorts of all that took tens of years, took decades, took hundreds of years. The industrial revolution didn't happen overnight. After your parents' generation, everything will happen in hours and days. Evolution's AI is booms. They're that crossover generation. Right behind them, obviously, is the older, and then and down into the we're like the ages we're talking about now. Success for you guys, I believe, is to because I'm sorry, I missed the thing in the middle there. Between your parents and you, as the college kids, that are in there today. Right now, you live in a very complex world because I grew up in the baby boomers where we rebelled against the country, but for different reasons. It was 4 different reasons, and we won't get into that today unless you want to, because I'd love to. But there was that. So I take a lot of solace in the generation right before you, to a degree, because we came out of it and became the most successful generation of history. That's why we all have what we have now, because we were very large and very aggressive and making things and doing things and creating and building. And then now your generation, in other words, the college, I haven't got there yet, but right below that seems to be very aggressive, seems to be very interested in becoming, like you said, more of who you are. And so there is an answer here, I swear to God. And I me, I don't say 30-second answers. I take a 30-second answer and give it, 7.5 minutes. So in that full picture of what I'm trying to get to is that generation in the college things really scare the hell out of me because they're just fighting to be weird. And I'm sorry if that's not politically correct, but the arguments would be much better. Like when we fought against Vietnam, there were statistics used and agitation and irritation and anger because of these things that were being done. Now that generation is having the same sort of, but much more aggressive, and they're being paid for, and they're managed, and they're not real. They're not authentic, first of all. But second of all, the things that they're fighting for are anti what this country is about. Where in Vietnam, we're fighting to save our country. Big difference there. For you guys, you're living in that world right behind it, watching it. Because I did. I'm in the same spot you are right now, watching the baby boomers, the older ones, how they acted. And that influences you. So success for you is to be able to handle the incredible amount of stuff that is just natural for your age now. Sorry, you guys have, it's always been told, and I think your parents, a group of them failed by saying, the kids have more rights than they do. And to a degree that's true, but to a degree they also gave up on parenting. So your job is really challenging without the help as a generation that most people would expect. Success for you is to be able to secure people like me, because we depend on you. We can't really depend on the folks just before you. Your parents have kind of got it already. They're moving through and actually doing impressive as hell stuff. This group here, I'm very scared about because they could ruin their economy and everything else. I don't have much left to be able to live because now it's the time that I have less and less earning power. I need your generation to be what I believe they are. And you look at the younger kids, the boys of today have been afraid to talk to girls because they have, the stigmas that they've had. So that your whole generation's facing a bunch, but it seems like you're handling it. Success for you is to get normalized again within the American society, economy, and the building of this nation. Now, top that, son of a gun, little granddaughter?
My answer is so much more simple, and I was gonna say just making a lot
Of
of
course
money.
it is.
Like,
Oh, come on, come on.
because look,
Everybody
look,
says that. Come on, you're
because it,
smarter than
but
that.
it's genuinely true because you can literally not be successful if you're gonna be making a really good amount of money. The economy and the like, everything's boosting up, and the payment
Okay.
that you're getting paid is less than how much you need to pay for your rent. Like, it's a whole thing, and it's a whole stress thing for even me, because now you have to stress about like going to college. Like, some people genuinely need to go to college because that's the only way that you can really make enough money, or you have to go to like the social media industry. That's the only way you can make enough money to live the happy life that you want to live, or to have kids, or to, just
You
really
know,
have that.
it's interesting you're talking about that, and just please continue on. Please don't let me ruin this point for
Okay.
you, because at 16 you're already concerned about that, and I don't know another generation that had been.
Mhm.
So your initial comment was a perfect shocker to have me listen to your point, which is excellent. You're feeling already the pressure of not being able to. You hear in the news, kids can't buy houses now, all that stuff, right?
What? I'm sorry.
Squirrel.
I'm like all over the place. My cat
You
is.
shut me off. You were just like, okay, I got a nail thing here. I have no idea what he's going to say, but I hope it's not going to embarrass
No,
me.
because my
Uh,
cat's over here and he's like messing everything up, and he broke one of my things. So I'm just kind of looking at it because, like, I don't know what to do. And he just keeps like running around and jumping on me and like scratching my back. And
he did that.
it's
He did that to
terrible.
a degree the last time. When he's like Boomer and Daisy. When I get on the thing, they're like, "You're not giving me the same attention. I want the attention." They're like little kids, right?
I know he really
All
wants
right.
attention.
So, uh, would you please finish whatever I cut you off on that? I'm impressed by and concerned by how much you have to think about now at your young age.
I think that some people don't really worry about it because I think, okay, for me,
Okay, there you go. I get it.
I'm
Go ahead.
I'm really
Yep,
worried about like my grades, because my grades depend on my future, because I want to go to a college route, and it really, like, my grades really depend on it, like genuinely depend on it.
sure,
And
absolutely.
um, but other people aren't as worried because they want to go into like Marines or whatnot. That's like not a college route. But I do feel like if you
True.
really do want to be successful, you're kind of like obligated to go to college. And it's like a thing that you have to really worry about because of much how much more things are now than they were before.
And getting, for the moment, getting exponentially higher. Um, you brought up college there. That was very interesting. And I want to get to this question in a second because it's another really good one. But you know that not only is college getting crazy expensive, and people they get into college degrees that don't really help their future. That you've heard those stories and all that. I assume you have. Have you? You've heard that about that, right? So when that push comes to shove, are you concerned about what condition? I mean, you're still well, yeah, a heavy 2 years. Well, you probably start working with the college about a heavy year and a half to 2 years away from being there, but you already got to know by this year, right? I mean, midway this year, right? You got to kind of be on your way there, right, to whatever college you're going to. Are
Yeah,
you
well,
concerned about what shape the colleges are going to be in?
um no, I'm more like, I want to go into Army, Navy, or Marines before I go into college.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
So I'm more worried
That's
about that. I'm more worried about
very
that than
cool.
worrying like, I haven't really worried about college, that, but I've been like
more focused on like how I'm gonna do that and how I'm gonna prepare for that and how it's all gonna
Yeah.
be. I don't want to
Well,
technically
and
like
then
serve. Well, I want to be like a nurse there.
yeah, no, and what's neat about that, because Matt, he did the same thing in that he went to college, Tennessee, for baseball, didn't really like it, blah 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 blah. His mom said, "Hey, either you get your act together or you're going in the military." Well, they now paid for all his college. They paid for, I mean, very good schools because you got to still have the grades, obviously,
Yeah.
to make it to the better schools. But I mean, he can go to Stanford, no charge. It's all paid for by the. That's a smart
That's
move.
why that's why I
Um,
wanted to do that so I can.
that's a really smart move. So are you? So you're looking at the nursing route, which is
Mhm.
that's a pretty big deal in the military. That's pretty cool. Proud of you. Good for you. A couple questions. Let's knock some off here if you don't mind. How do you find your voice when no one around you supports you? And that's at every age, starting with your age now. Great, Gerard. That's another one. That's the second question. Great question, Gerard. How do you do that? Because I'm sure it happens. Got to keep your confidence, man. You got to keep your voice.
Just um you could do that by expressing yourself and identity, not in like a rebellious way, but kind of just finding yourself and who you are, what you like, how you want to perceive yourself, and the things that you want to do. Um, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's these questions are fascinating to me because I don't think people at younger ages really start looking at life until it kind of moves ahead, except for certain things that are trendy now. And
Hmm.
I think these are all important. One thing I wanted to talk about on the schools. You still got a little bit of time. We're roughly 50 minutes in. I got
A
about
little
four or
bit.
five more questions. Okay, how much is a little bit?
10 minutes?
Okay, then I'm not going to go into the whole school part because I want to get into that with you again at some point. But that'll take a little bit longer. Let's go through some questions here. I think we've had a pretty nice little, we're developing something here. Are you feeling good about it so far?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So Richard's back, my gray-haired partner here. What is one thing you wish every parent would understand when about teens today? Great question because that's why we're here.
Hmm. I think that a lot of parents think that like when you're trying to like talk and like say your point of view of something or say how you feel, they think that that's arguing. And when
Ooh.
it's not. It's somebody trying to express themselves, and then that's when they do the oh like shut up, sit down, like talk when you're supposed to, yada, all that. And that's what I wish some parents realized was that when you're doing that, you're not arguing, you're expressing your point and how you feel and just how the situation is in your eyes, you know? And that's they see it
Yeah.
as an argument, but that's how a conversation goes. You guys, that's how a conversation is. You guys express your opinions or emotions in a proper way. Like it doesn't have to be an argument every single time that you're trying to do that. So I feel like that's a really big thing.
Beautiful. Absolutely true. And it's funny while you were saying that, I was thinking about this. And what you said is so exactly true. And I started thinking, wait a minute. Now, if that same conversation was going on, or discussion back and forth, or civil discourse was going on between two people, not a son or daughter and a parent, or mother, father. If it was two different people having that same, I bet you wouldn't have the same circumstances or the same things happen where people start thinking automatically it's an argument, right? Instead
Yeah,
of it's a
it's like
discussion.
when it's a child, like it's just like, oh no, don't talk
Yeah.
back. But if it was an adult doing the exact same thing, they would listen and they would talk with them and they would take in what they are saying and all that. But since you're a child, it's they don't want to do that. And I think that like
And
parents need to what?
Yeah, and they just let it fly
Yeah,
back over
I
their heads. So,
yeah, I think that parents need to realize that like kids kids still have good points, and kids have feelings that are very very what's that word?
deep.
No. Like understandable, like I can't find the exact word for
Okay.
it, but
Okay. So feelings that are understandable,
no,
relatable.
that are valid, feelings that are valid and they should be validized.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. That makes.
Yeah.
Well, you just answered it better than I did. So there you go. Right there. There's an example, everybody. Time after time. So Richard's question was awesome. I couldn't agree more. Um, and I'm glad you said that, because I think that almost boils down to the very point. Now, this young lady here, is that your cat or is that mom?
It's my cat. Like I'm
Oh
trying to
shoot.
like I
I
keep like tossing him to the bed and he keeps jumping back onto me like it's a game, and I'm like, "No, you need to get off my desk. Like he's messing with everything here. He just took down like 5 of my pictures right now."
Well, did you see, like, about 10 minutes ago, he had his butt wagging in front of the camera as he went by?
Yes.
That
He's like
was
in a
funny.
mood today. He's never like this.
No, normally he's
He and
pretty
he
calm. I mean, we just did a show a couple of days ago, right?
I have makeup on, but this morning he scratched my face because he was using me as a ladder or like a boost up to get onto my curtain. And he
Oh
like
my God.
scratched my arm while I was sleeping. Like he's in a whole mood today right now, and I don't know why.
That's too funny. Now, I don't know if you know this lady right here, Ronalda. She
I
does a
don't.
lot of social media. Yeah, she does a lot of social media. She's actually a very big friend of the show. And she and I collaborate quite a bit. And she started coming on the show a little bit ago. And she was very excited to hear about this one. To be honest with you, a lot of people are. And so she says, um, if your parents say no to something you want, do you go to?
I'm still listening, but I'm gonna be right
Oh
back
my
because
God.
he's biting on top.
I know. I started laughing because I thought she was onto a serious point here. Um, but she says, when your parents say just no to something that you want, do you listen to them, or do you go to Grandpa Rodd to try and get to get me to get them to say yes? And
Have
then
I
she
done
put
that?
LOL. You don't.
I feel like I
There
have
was
done that a few times.
I think you have, and more, and actually, I'm not. Well, I am proud of this. I've done it to them more than you've done it to them. I've I've jumped. If you remember, right? There's a number of times I've said, "Oh, come on," and
Yeah,
you
like
hadn't
there
said
was one time
anything.
you were at the house and I was trying to go to my friend's house and my dad was like, "No, you can't go." And you were like, "Just let her go. Just let her go." I feel like
Do you
you
remember?
push for a yes more than I do. Like if you hear that I get a no from them, you go and call my mom. You're like, "Why are you telling her no?"
Remember when she was driving you to school and I got her to turn around and not take you to school that day? Do you
Yes.
remember that? That was like a few months ago or something.
Yes. You
That was
you
when I called her and I said, "Wait a minute, hold on,
Nick, you were on
she's
the
got a
phone
little
with me.
sniffle."
You were on
Yeah.
the phone with
Oh
me and you were
yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah. We
"Oh,
were
like
already on the phone.
you
Yeah.
whatever." Like we were on our way to school and I was like saying, "I don't want to go to school. Like I don't feel good." And you were like, "Let her not go. Like just let her not go." And she listened to you.
I literally pummeled her. I guilted her into. I'm sure I'll get paid back for that. So, Ronaldo, your answer is 100%. Yes, she has,
But he
but
does
I'm
it
actually
more.
a worse. Exactly. I'm a worse influence than she is. All
Mhm.
right. So, how do you balance being trendy versus being true to your own self? That's a great question. Ariel, that's a great. Oh, she's a Facebook friend of mine. I know exactly
Oh.
who she is. Great question. Thank you. Go ahead.
I think that a lot of trends, like for me, when I see trends, I'm like, oh, that's cute. Like I want to get this like outfit or these shorts or something like that, and I'm like, oh, that's cute, and
Sure.
it's trendy, but I still believe that it's something cute. Like it's you're being true
And
to
that's
your own.
being true to yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like it and that's why you're getting it and it's cute and it's like, oh, like other people have it and but you like it, and it is what it is. Yeah, that's
Let me flip it around on you just a touch, just for flavor between the layers here, to give
okay.
Ariella an extra nickel for a moment here for a question. Have you ever seen a trend? And this is a hard one. Say a clothing trend that you're like, oh God, I hope this doesn't last long.
I feel like I have, but I'm trying to think of
I
one
bet you have.
because
I
I
bet you
most
have.
definitely have. Oh, when people would wear their they would wear like high waters, like the really baggy like jeans that are like big,
That
but
Yeah,
it's like
that come
over
down to
their
the like
ankle.
mid calf.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
right
over
there.
their ankle.
Yeah, over
Oh,
their
okay.
ankle. That's what I would see that so much, and I was hoping and praying that that would just not like that would just not be a thing like anymore at all.
I
Yeah.
want to stay true to myself, but my God, I don't want to wear that. All
Yeah.
right, so here we go. So Clive Root, I know that name from somewhere. Can social media ever be a positive space for mental health? You know the reputation of social media and mental health and depression amongst kids, and
Mhm.
all the things that are associated with it. I mean, again, this is an advanced question for you, so
I think
I should say
definitely.
that. Yeah.
I think that
How?
it can be because there's so many people that I come across on TikTok where they do like short little clips like what you do of their podcasts, and they do short little clips on their like on how just motivational speaking, and how to just
Hmm.
I see a lot of that where it's like people being really motivational and how to get out of a hard time, or how to just move on from things, how to grieve properly, and do this and that. Hello, you left.
I did not leave. I'm sorry. I did not want to be coughing in the background. So when I
I
do
was
that, I'm
scared I
still
was gonna
here.
be left here by
He-
myself.
I've had many guests be afraid of that. Let me do this to you one more time. I got a couple of coughs, and please finish that.
Okay, I forgot my point, guys.
Oh, you would not. I wanted a couple more seconds there. Fine.
But
Ah,
you left, and I didn't know you were gonna leave, and that's your fault.
yeah, I know. Of course, it's my fault. I already knew it was. I was just getting as much out of it as I could before you said, "Whoa, wait a minute, Grubbs. Hold on. I know the real." All right. So, what do you think? So, the first, we're at an hour right now, and we have 516 people on. Do you want to talk? It looks like the questions are kind of slowing down a little bit. I mean, I have some, there's a lot that we can go over and stuff. But I mean, are we going to make this? Oh, by the way, I need your Gmail. No, I get the
You have
email I
a
use is Gmail, and you take PayPal, right? For some, this is something else, guys. You don't need to listen to this part. Don't listen.
You're giving me money? You have to send it to my mom.
Just be too. Oh, okay. All right. I'll call Jesse later. All right. Well, we have a deal. So, you said school's not too far away, and I want to make sure everything's just smooth as silk walking in. Did you get all your shopping done with mom?
No, not
Your
yet.
clothes? Okay. Have you ever wore those Uggs?
I haven't worn them yet. It's summer.
I know. No, I know. I didn't know if those. I know the timing of things. Sometimes we talk about fashion, so I was just curious. I was thinking about those the other day, and it's always summer in California, so it's really hot. There's a little tiny bit of winter. You might in Illinois, you could wear them all the time. Now I'm in Oklahoma. I got the same thing as you
It's
do.
so
That was
weird because it barely
104
rained over here
yesterday.
this winter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I feel like it didn't really rain. Like 2 years ago there was a lot of rain, but this
There
time
was
like it was
tons.
cold, but like there wasn't rain. I feel like there really wasn't any rain.
What do you think? Are you a global environmentalist person thingy? Do you think
No?
there's something going on? No, no, no.
Oh,
I'm not trying to trap
um,
you in. I'm not.
I think there is something going on, yeah. A lot with
Okay, good.
pollution.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen that
You
thing
ever been?
on Antarctica where the polar bears, oh my gosh, the polar bears are going extinct because of all the pollution that we've caused?
Wow. And then there's some of the ice is breaking off, and
Yeah, it's so
there's some danger
sad.
in that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. I know. Well, I think that there's a lot of things that we can talk about and go through, and it's interesting to see the 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 differences in how we have grown up with ideas and developed those. Why don't you send us off here, and when you're ready, give me a wave, and I'll hit the end stream. And
Send us off,
I
just say a
mean,
little goodbye.
yeah, well, hold on, not just little, and I want to set you up for this, but uh the first show we did I thought was very good. There was a lot of just whatever, we're trying to figure it out. This show, only the second show, is not only over an hour. The first one we kind of worked on to get through 30 minutes, right? I mean, it went well. There were some great points in it.
Mhm.
This show, I'm really excited about it, because this time you even got even more um, interesting into the answers given. So why don't you send us off, and when you wave, I'm done. This is your end, and then we'll send it off to say goodbye, and we'll talk later, my love.
Okay. Just say bye.
Well, say more than bye.
Well, I
Give a final thought. Hey, do I really have to do this more? It was fun, but you're kind of,
I'm
or
boring. I
or
don't have a final thought.
oh, come on, give me a final thought. Say what you think. What was the favorite thing about what we talked about today? And then wave when you're ready,
I think
and I will throw
my
you into
favorite
the green
thing,
room.
was when the question about the parents on what I think that every parent should know. I think that was my favorite topic that we talked on just a little bit, but I like that topic the most.
Give us a summary of that. Give us a wave, and we're out.
Where I basically said, I feel like every parent should I feel like every parent bro, I can't, like, when I say one thing and I'm flowing about one thing, I can't flow
Yeah,
back into it. It's
no,
literally
I
one
feel you.
sentence. And now I can't
You
find
know,
the words to say it again.
you know, go ahead.
Where I basically said, like, you should respect your kid as you, like, you should give them the same
They
respect
have
as,
opinions. They have
yeah,
opinions.
they have opinions, they have feelings, and if it was an adult trying to express their feelings to you, you would listen. But since it's a kid, you're saying, just shut up, speak when spoken to, and that's not respect. Even though it's a kid, you shouldn't treat them like that. You shouldn't treat them poorly because of it. Like, kids are still growing up, and if you teach them that and not being able to express their emotions properly, then they're gonna go into the world and not know how to do it. And yeah, that's my final thought.
That's pure gold. Wave it, everybody. Stay around till after it. I want to chat with you in the green room.
Okay.
Give your wave.
Bye.
Before you leave, if you'd like to watch another one of the podcasts, click the first link in the description. We love having you here, and we appreciate all your support.
And with that, producer Barbie and I are out.